So guys, the cool thing about Tesla is that if someone hasn't heard of the vehicle, there are so many things you could show them that would just blow their mind. As Tesla Model 3 owners, a lot of us are just used to the cool stuff. We're used to the software updates. We're used to the constant improvements. We're used to the huge screen. But a lot of outsiders have no idea the capabilities of a Tesla. So I'm going to make this video and show you guys all the cool things I love about it. So this will be interesting for Tesla owners. This will be interesting for non-Tesla owners. So the first thing is romance mode. You literally just pull up romance mode and it's a fireplace. It has this nice ambiance. It even creates heat. So if you're chilling with your date in the car on a cool night, turn on romance mode. It's definitely cooler than playing music. Who knows what it could lead to. Another cool little Easter egg is that there's a sketch pad on your Tesla. So this is probably a really big hit with people with kids. If you're charging your vehicle at a supercharger and you need to keep them busy, of course there's tons of games, but there's also a sketch pad for those more creative people. I love using it to jot down really important things that people shouldn't forget, like, commenting, and subscribing. And another cool thing is the ability to watch YouTube on your car. So you can go on YouTube, it's the full experience. You can pull up really cool YouTubers like myself, and you can like, comment, and subscribe on their channels. Hint, hint. Just like you would on your phone or computer. It's really great. The sound in the car, especially if you like the premium sound system like in my Tesla, it is outstanding. So you can also watch Netflix. You can get the full Netflix experience. And like I mentioned about the sound, if you turn it up, it's like you are in a theater. Like, I guarantee you most people's home theater setup isn't as good as what it sounds like in this car. And they didn't stop there. There's also Hulu. So if you have a Hulu account, you can use that as well. Hulu is great because you can actually watch live TV on it. So that's one of the only ways you can watch live TV in your Tesla Model 3. Tesla's probably the only car I know of that you can play games. And actually, since I've owned this car, it's updated itself constantly. And it's actually added more games like Beach Buggy Racer. And it also has Cuphead. And then there's also a slew of Atari-based games. And I feel like Tesla's just going to keep on adding and adding and adding. And I could definitely see one day where they have like an app store where you can just pick tons and tons and tons of games. It's only a matter of fact. And once Tesla gets full self-driving, you can literally play games as you drive. Or as the car drives for you. And not really useful, but pretty funny. There is emissions testing mode on this vehicle. And since this vehicle does not have gas, we know where the gas has to come from. And it's pretty cool because you can actually pick where the flatulent noise comes from, whether it's the front seats or the back seats. And you can even set it so your turn signals do it. Be warned, I've set it to do the turn signals and actually been driving and then turn the turn signal on and it farts, and it literally is the most hilarious thing. But it also scares the crap out of me. It's even more fun if you have a passenger and they don't suspect it. Another cool Easter egg in this car, if you do voice commands and say ho ho ho, you start basically like Santa mode. Your car turns into a sleigh on the screen, it snows on the screen, and some music plays that I probably won't play for you guys because I don't want this video to get copyright striked. And when you use your turn signal, it makes sleigh bells. So it's a pretty festive way to get into the holiday spirit with your car. Now this car did come standard with just normal USB charging, but it is a must that you pick up a wireless charger. Nomad actually sent me one many months ago, and I love it. I just love that you can place your phone right on the wireless charger, close it up, and go about your day. You really don't have to touch your phone at all when you're driving a Tesla because you have everything right there on the screen. And this car goes fast, like 0 to 40, whoa. But then when I say it goes fast, it goes really fast. You go from 40 to 80 just as quick. And if you want to go faster than that, I'm sure it goes way faster. Not that I've ever tried. And I really love that if you have full self-driving, this vehicle, when it's in autopilot, you just flick the turn signal and it changes the lanes automatically. That, as simple as it sounds, it makes the whole experience so much better. And with the latest version 10 update, this car has karaoke mode, which is what you think. It is karaoke in the car. I think I sound great, but I don't want to get copyright striked, nor do I want to flex my singing skills, so I'm not gonna let you listen to the live audio of that. Now, a lot of you guys probably know that this car has summon, where you can just press a button on your phone and it will go forward and backward and even find you with smart summon. But what you can also do is hook this thing up to your garage door, and it's crazy. You just press summon, it's already hooked up to home link, and it will open your garage door and then drive out. And then when it's done, it will close the garage door right behind you. Now, also a great thing as well is that you can actually open the garage door from your Tesla app. As long as you have HomeLink set up, you can trigger it. I find that comes in great handy, you know, if I'm outside walking the dog and maybe someone locks the door by accident, or, you know, whatever. Like, it's just an extra way to get inside your house as well. As long as you have your phone, you can get in your car and you can get into your house. And someone that has had a Tesla, I really hold this feature, like, I take it for granted because it's just an everyday thing. It's amazing. But this car does not have a car key. Like, you have your phone in your pocket. When you get near your car and open the door, it unlocks. So, and it works just like you would expect. You get out of your car, you don't have to do anything. You just walk away, and your car senses your phone is a certain distance away. It automatically locks. And then when you come back to your car and open your door, it knows your phone is also close by and unlocks it as well. Now, you may be a little bit concerned about that, how it's so easy to start your car and get in it, especially maybe if you have kids that like playing the games in your car, or if you have family members that you don't want taking your car. You can set pin to drive. That's what I've done. So you have to type in a 4-digit pin code to physically start the car and drive off. I think that's amazing. Like, I want to see someone try to break into this car and steal it, because if you don't know my PIN number and if you don't have my phone, good luck. And a lot of people will buy brand new cars and they're so excited about their fancy push to start. You know, ooh, I don't have to put no key in the ignition. I just press a button and it's good. Tesla one-ups that like 100%. So it doesn't have push to start. When you open the door, the car basically turns on. The second you open the door, the AC turns on. You don't have to do anything. And to engage the car, you literally just put your foot on the brake and put it in the drive and you go. Like, there's no ignition because it's an electric car. I love it. Another simple thing I really take for granted is the backup camera. So since the Tesla Model 3 has this big screen, when you utilize the backup camera, it is huge. So you can easily see where you're going. You can try to navigate into your lane, watch out for people. I use it all the time, but I also use it in combination with the mirrors and just looking over my shoulder as well for ultimate safety. A lot of people think that autopilot only works on the highway, which that is the easiest way to use autopilot because the highway is very simple. You're just basically going straight and turning a little bit and stopping every now and then. So it's very simple. But you can also use autopilot on city streets as well. Just be very mindful of stop signs, stoplights, weird things like that. But for the most part, as long as you're following another car, you can pretty much not touch your wheel at all. And auto lane change does also work on city streets. So if you're, you know, on like a 2-lane road, you can also change lanes as well, which I think is great. Maintenance. Do not get me started about maintenance. So I actually got my first alert on this vehicle after 8,000 miles that maintenance was due. You wouldn't believe what I had to do. It's expensive. It's complicated. I had to go to the store and buy some wiper fluid and put it in my vehicle. That's ridiculous. I spent $3 for 8,000 miles. That's insane. Obviously, in a few more 1,000 miles, I'm going to have to rotate the tires. But I love that Tesla has little to no maintenance. It is outstanding. And people definitely need to consider that fact when they're purchasing a Tesla. Yes, they may be more expensive than the vehicle they had before. But no maintenance really brings the overall cost of ownership way, way, way down. Another great feature that I kind of take for granted is being able to open the charge port without even touching it. So there's a ton of ways to open it. You can do it from your phone, the center console, but I just love pressing the button on the charger and it opens right up. It's great. Dog mode is definitely a feature that dog lovers will love, because if you're going to the store or just need to go inside to pick up something really quick, you can leave your dog in the car, and as long as your car is above 20% charge, the dog will be perfectly content in the car, and your screen is nice and big, so it will display the temperature your car is at. So hopefully any social justice warriors that see your dog in the car don't immediately just try to break the windows, because trust me, the dog is perfectly happy and content in the car with the AC blowing nice and strong. Now I did a full video basically on Smart Summon, but Smart Summon is a great feature, so I honestly don't really trust it too well in really busy environments, but there's certain situations where it will be great. You know, if it's raining, if you need to bring your car closer to the door for whatever reason. And honestly, it's just a cool party trick. If you're showing your friends and family what a Tesla can do, like Smart Summon will be one of those things that blows their mind. And knock on glass, I haven't had any bad experiences with it in terms of it hitting a curb or whatever. Now, most modern day cars can do this. You can preheat your car from your phone, which even includes the heated seats. But since a Tesla is an EV, it's even more beneficial to preheat your car before you get in it, because that helps the overall efficiency. Your car is electric, so the warmer you can get the batteries before you leave, the better, and you'll have better regenerative braking capabilities. Now here is another cool little Easter egg. So the stalks that you use for autopilot, if you tap that 4 times instead of 2, you'll basically enter rainbow road mode. It will turn the road you're driving on to a rainbow. Play some music that I will not play, once again, for the fear of getting copyright striked. But it's definitely a cool little thing to show people. Now, I mentioned regen braking, so I have to mention regen braking in this video because that is one of the coolest things about Tesla and EVs, is that when you're driving, you don't have to use the brake pedal to slow down. When you step on the accelerator, it uses energy, as shown by this little black bar. But then when you let off, you see the bar turn green, which means your car is basically gaining energy back from it stopping itself. It's just like basically simple physics. And with the latest update, you can actually completely drive with the accelerator. You let off of it to completely slow down to 0 and it will hold itself there. No need to press the brake at all. And basically that means for the whole time you own your Tesla, you may never have to change the physical brakes on it at all. Now, climate control from the console itself is crazy. It is another experience. It shows this really cool 3D rendering of how the air is flowing to you. You can split it apart. You can move it up and down. If it's blowing in your face, you can control that. The whole front console is just one large vent. It's really cool, and it really adds to the minimalistic feel of the vehicle. It's outstanding. Another really cool feature that a lot of people don't know about or are scared to use is that you can actually put the car in reverse as long as it's under 5 miles per hour. And I think this is really good paired with the one pedal driving, because you can drive like towards your house or a parking spot, let off the accelerator, and then as it gets below 5, you can just flick it into reverse really quickly. There's no jerking, it's just very smooth, and you can just back up to wherever you're trying to get to. And yes, another feature that isn't exclusive to Tesla, all EVs have this, but I love how it's so quiet. Now, it's true that the air condition or the heater will add some extra noise, but if you can find a perfect day like today where you don't need anything on at all, the car is like nearly dead silent. It does have a slight electric hum to it, depending on how fast you're going. I've mentioned software updates throughout this video, but it is the best feature of a Tesla. Well, no, I lied. There's so many good features, but this is where other manufacturers cannot compete. They could make one of the best EVs on the market, but the fact that Teslas can improve over time with software updates is insane. I have to emphasize that. So when I bought this vehicle, I brought it home. It installed a software update overnight. I came to it in the morning. It said the car was 5% faster. That is insane. But then a week or two ago, it did the same thing and then got 5% faster again. So this car basically got 10% faster over software updates. The software updates have also improved tons of things. It's improved the UI. It's added Netflix, YouTube, Hulu. It's added games. It can even fix things. It is the future of cars. Your phone can install updates and improve itself over time. Why can't your car? Kudos to Tesla for thinking of that. So this car is definitely really minimalistic, and I love the glove box design. Some people are going to be really upset about no handle on the glove box, but how often do you really need to go into it? I love that you can just open it from the software menu and get into it right away. But then that gets me to my next point. You can actually select valet mode. So if you have someone driving in your car and you don't want them snooping through everything, if you activate valet mode, it will actually lock your glove box. They can't get into it at all. And it will also lock your frunk. So if you are going to be lending your car to somebody, a valet perhaps, or a friend that you don't really trust, put your valuables in the frunk or the glove box and they can't even touch them. And Spotify. So we all have Spotify on our phone, but Tesla actually released an update, of course, that added Spotify to your car itself. So you don't have to use your phone over Bluetooth. You can actually use it right through the center console. If you're driving, you have a passenger that wants to pick music, you don't have to give them your phone over fear of them seeing something they shouldn't see. That could be private. So then they can just choose Spotify right on your screen. They can pick whatever they want right then and there. Something I really take for granted is the fact that this car is a full internet browser. So again, if someone is driving with me and they don't have their phone, or if I don't want them to use my phone, there's literally a full internet browser. They can go to pretty much any website that they want to. The craziest thing is that you could, in theory, buy a Tesla with your Tesla. If this video gets 100,000 million likes, I'll buy the Tesla I just configured for you. Yeah. Another thing that I love about the Tesla Model 3 is this sunroof. Like, you really appreciate it from the back because you can see everything. But basically the whole roof, besides this little bar right here, is glass. It is outstanding. When I first stepped into this car, when I bought it, the white interior combined with the sunroof just makes it so freaking like open and airy, and it feels big. I mean, I'm not the tallest person in the world, but I feel I'm very comfortable back here. I've actually never ridden in the back, but I would be perfectly fine sitting back here while someone's driving, like just checking out the view up here. It's amazing. And that's the next thing. So the white seats. I think if you buy a Tesla, like, you have to get the white seats. It just makes them stand out. It makes the car seem much more modern and minimal. And I do get that the seats stain, and I have tested that out with some very thick espresso, and the seat back here may not ever be the same again. And my front driver's seat does look a little dark, like it's definitely needing of a cleaning. But like, overall, the aesthetic of this vehicle, the white, is insane. I love it. It does make you a little more obsessive over it being clean, but that's a good thing. Now the wipers, when I first used them, they're a little bit interesting. I'm not really sure if any other cars have this, but the wiper blades themselves like have the fluid that comes directly out of them. So it's not spraying from like underneath the hood or on top of the hood. It's just coming directly off the wiper. So what that does, I think, is it wastes less wiper fluid. It's really weird to watch at first because it looks like it's just kind of leaking out, but it's very good about getting the wiper fluid where it needs to be. And my car has probably what a lot of people would consider the most ugliest wheels of all time for a Tesla. I'm kind of indifferent to them because I use them for a purpose. I have the 18-inch wheels with the aero caps on them, and what that does is just allow for the most efficiency. I think Teslas and EVs, like, the number one thing, you want to be as efficient as possible because you don't want to have to charge all the time, especially if you're going on a long trip. Now, if I had the 19-inch wheels or the 20-inch wheels, they would be less efficient, and then also, too, they would be more prone to damage, like if you hit a pothole. So I'm just kind of indifferent to my wheels, but I do love the added efficiency, so I'm just going to keep them. And I think they just make the vehicle stand out. People know it's an EV by looking at the wheels. People know that it's efficient. I like that. The handles. The handles on the Tesla are definitely pretty cool as well. I haven't really had any passengers that had issues getting into the car. It's pretty common sense when you touch them. They flick out, you open the door. But they were made for a reason. Besides looking really cool, in my opinion, they add to the aerodynamics of the vehicle. So when you're going really fast down the highway, the wind can just come right around them, versus on standard cars that have the handles that stick out and have, you know, the hole underneath. Like, that probably messes up the aerodynamics of the vehicle. And without a doubt, like, one of the coolest features of all Teslas is that they look good. There are so many EVs on the market that just look weird. Like, they look like an electric vehicle. They look efficient. They look green. Teslas actually look really good and sporty. Like, I feel like people would buy them even if they weren't EVs, just because they look so good. And I love that Tesla, like, emphasizes and took advantage that it's an EV. Like, there's no physical grill on the car because it doesn't need one. It doesn't need to cool an engine. And what a lot of legacy automakers do, they create an EV, but then they still leave a grill just because I think they don't want to fully, like, reinvent the wheel type of thing. So I love Tesla is just embracing what they are. So the car has auto fold mirrors, which isn't really that big a deal. Most cars, at least luxury and modern cars, the mirrors will auto fold when you get in and out, which is great to prevent any type of issues with people like hitting your vehicle. But this also has auto fold with GPS built in. So you can basically tell the car to auto fold when you get to a certain location, which I personally do when I get to a local car wash, because it's better than just fumbling with the menus. What Tesla is really good at is automating a lot of things so you don't have to mess with the vehicle while you're driving. Like the lights turn on automatically, the wipers turn on automatically, and you can even make the mirrors fold automatically as well based on your location. Makes life easier. And I mentioned earlier that this car, you use your phone to get in and out of it, and a lot of people kind of think, you know, like, what do you do if you want a friend or family member to use your car? Or what if you don't want to give someone your phone just to go in your car to get something? So there is actually a key card option. I hardly ever use it. I literally just use it for backup purposes, like just in case my phone stops working. But in the 8,000 miles I've driven my vehicle, I've never had to use the key card. But I keep one in my wallet at all times just for backup purposes. I also keep one at work. A really, like, a thing people forget about is that the key card is way cheaper to make and program than an actual car key. If I put my car keys, like, if I put my normal car keys, like, in the washing machine and they got ruined, we all know the cost. Like, it can be like $200-$300 to get a pair of replacement car keys. Whereas the plastic key card, for one, if it went in the wash, it probably wouldn't even get damaged. But two, you can order replacement key cards from Tesla and then just program your phone with them. $20 versus $200. I like that. So because the car is an EV, there's less going on underneath. So in the back, there's a pretty roomy trunk, but then there's also a little hidden area underneath as well. I personally put just random things that I may need, got changes of the clothes and stuff like that. But let's get dark for a second, if you guys don't mind. This is a little crazy, but some of you guys may know that my husband had a stroke in March, and then his mom passed away in May. Like, some of the craziest times of my life. I actually had to pick up her ashes, and it freaked me out that he would actually see the ashes, and then just with him having a stroke, he would freak out over it and not really understand what's going on. He has bad memory, so I actually put her ashes underneath that hidden area, and I had them there like when we went to get groceries, and he had no idea. So like I said, it's really messed up, but it's a hidden compartment for things. I've had a crazy 2019, guys. And just like there's a hidden area in the back, pretty much every EV has this, but there is a frunk as well. The Tesla Model 3 doesn't have the biggest frunk, but you can put a few groceries in there. You can even put a pizza. Even has a little hook so you can hang your grocery bags as well. I really like that area. Like, if I get something that's stinky, you can put it up there and you can't smell it. It's great. And if you guys are curious about the cost of driving an EV, or if you can actually drive to a certain location, there's a website called abetterrouteplanner.com, and you can actually put in the vehicle that you have or are thinking about getting, and you can see all the stops along the way, how long it's going to take to get there, how long you have to charge, etc. I love it. But then there's also another website called PlugShare, which will show you every single charger in an area. So what I typically notice with Tesla, you can get to any destination you want to because there's superchargers right off the highway, but sometimes you can get to rural areas that are 30 minutes, an hour off the highway, and then you're stuck without a charger. What PlugShare does, it allows you to research chargers in town, which may be slower chargers, but they could basically be the matter of keeping your car above zero when you're in town visiting friends and family. Also keep in mind, there could be some near shopping areas. So if you go to the movies, you could charge your vehicle. There could be one at your hotel that you're thinking about staying at. So it's not just Tesla chargers that you're limited to. There's tons of other ones that you can use with certain adapters. So just keep that in mind as well if you're looking at being a Tesla owner. That was a long video, guys. I feel hoarse from talking so much. But if you like that video, I'm going to put 2 more Tesla videos right up here. Definitely check them out as well. Really trying to just make this a really quality Tesla channel. I love Tesla, so why not? And also subscribe to my channel as well. I'll put my head somewhere. Click my head to subscribe. And if you've also made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Have a great day. See you later. Bye.